Hey girls, today's video is a how-to curly hair. Super easy and really quick to do. I'm really excited to share it with you guys, so let's get started. So, the tools you're gonna need for this look are a 1-inch curling iron, a few clips, and your fingers. You're gonna section your hair into 2 sections. So you've got like this ponytail section in the back here, and then you've got your 2 sides here in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this here. So I'm sectioned off in the front. I'm going to start in the back with the curling iron. Now the key to this look is using big sections with your smaller curling iron on a higher heat. When you use a bigger section but a smaller curling iron, the part that is right on the curling iron is a really nice tight curl, but then the part on the outside of the section, it wraps around in a bigger way, so it's like a looser, funner curl. So I've sectioned off my front from my back, and now I'm going to work the back sections. And the back should only take you a max of 8 curls. So you're going to split it off, like I go from the middle of my ears and I just connect my fingers through the back there. And I section off that bottom piece. I'm going to clip this up. There. Clip that up and out of the way. And this is going to be split into 2 sections. So this is going to be 2 curls. That's it. And you want to start by putting the curling iron up at the base of your hair. What this does is the hair up here is really healthy, and the hair at your ends has been damaged by product, by sun, by wind, by everything. So it's really healthy up here, so this needs to be on the heat longer. This here takes like 2 seconds to curl, and really with this look you don't want to curl the ends too much because then you get too much of a curly Sue look. You want it to be a little more relaxed of a look, so you want to not, you just bump the ends in. You're going to spray each section at a time, but don't put too much hairspray on your hair. It doesn't need a lot. We'll spray just a little bit now on each section as we curl it, and then we're going to go back in and spray everything once it's done. So start with just a little bit on each section, and then everything once it's all done. Alright, so you're going to start by putting it in at the base here. You're going to wrap it around just like that. I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to open my curling iron, slide it down just about 2 inches, and then wrap it back up. I'm holding my ends as I do this just to stay in control of them. I don't want them falling out of the end of the curling iron. This is super quick, so the whole time you're doing this, the base is constantly on the curling iron. And as you're working your ends in, everything as you work your way down gets more and more heat. So I've got just about 2 inches left on the ends. I'm just going to go ahead and bump those through. And then I'm going to let it fall out. So there's my first curl. Just let it cool. You don't want to, don't finger through it until the end. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this side. And doing this on yourself, you're definitely going to have to practice a little bit on how to work the curling iron. But you want to make sure the back curls that your C on your curling iron is facing down. This is a lot of times also why girls say, oh, my hair doesn't hold curl. It's because you're starting at the ends and working your way up, and the hair at the base is super healthy, so it needs a lot more time with the heat. So there's my second curl. I'm going to go through and I'm going to section off the crown of my head. Just another section there, almost like a C shape. And this section is actually going to be, it can be broken up into either 2 or 3 curls. I have finer hair. I have a lot of it, but I have finer hair. So it doesn't take as much heat to curl a bigger section. So I'm going to go ahead and split that now down the middle. And now I've got 2 more sections here. And I always keep, once I've curled it, I keep it up front here. That way it kind of helps me kind of feel back there, feel what I haven't curled already. Okay, so I've worked almost my whole back now and I only have 4 curls in my hair. So now I've got my crown section here. And depending on how much you have left, you can split this into 1 or 2 sections. I feel like I have a lot more than I anticipated, so I'm going to go ahead and split it in half. I'm going to go ahead and do like a diagonal section here. That way, this falls over my section. Just twisting it up so it kind of stays like separate. It definitely takes practice with this. Just getting used to having your arms up and behind your head. But seriously, once you get used to this, it's so much fun to do this look, and it's super easy, and you feel super pretty the rest of the day. And it looks like you went to a salon and had your hair curled professionally, but you didn't. You did it yourself. Keeping my hands up and over my head. Now my C on my curling iron, you see the C on there? It's facing back. Putting it in there at the base. This is a bigger section. It feels a bit thick, so I'm going to let it set here at my base just a little bit longer than I did all the other curls. You can feel it there. Make sure the heat has made its way to the outside of the curl. Working your way up and twisting. Alright, so I've worked the back of my hair. I have 1, 2, 3, 6 curls in the back. Big sections, small curling iron. In the front here, you're going to take diagonal sections. I like to start here at my fringe on my part and just slide my finger through there at a diagonal and separate that. Twist it up and clip it up out of my way. You're still going to start at the top here, the base of your hair. But you want to pay attention to the way the C is. You want to make sure the C is going away from your face. You're curling backwards, like back away from your face. I like to hold this curl up a little bit, just so that I don't get it too flat here in my face. I get a little bit more volume. And I'm going to work it the same way I did the back curls. And just let that curl there. On this curl, on the front curls, I don't like to start my curl too high up because then I don't get that like relaxed looking feel once it falls down. So I'm going to take another section. Once I work both sides, I should be left with like a small triangle shape up here that will become a curl together. All right. Still making sure that my C is facing away from my face. And I'm pulling my curling iron out away from my head. This helps to not take out any volume that you've put in with the curling iron or with the blow dryer. Okay, so I've worked that section. I have 2 curls in there. So I've worked the back. I have 6 curls in the back, and I have 2 on this side. Now I'm going to work my last side. And I still have a little bit from this side left over. It's just a small little piece that I'm going to connect into the little piece I have left on this side. So I'm going to go up and above, but I need to make sure that the C on my curling iron is facing away from my face. And I'm going to go in and work it just like all the other curls at the base, and then curling my ends in last. And you can see how curly my ends get, and I literally roll them through my curling iron. So your ends don't need a lot of heat at all, especially if you're a blonde. So I'm going to work this last little bit. I don't like my bangs to be super curled or fanned looking. I like it to fall down below my jaw here as much as possible. So I'm going to put the curling iron in where I want the curl to start. Once again, going in through the top, I have my C facing the back, and I'm going to just set it in there halfway down my hair shaft, just where my bangs start. That way they blend into the curls, but they're not curled or fanned. Just bumping in my curls here, my ends. And now what I have left is a tiny little triangle right up here. It was just the last little corners of either side of when I sectioned the front here. So this is the same thing. It's going into your crown area. You want to have that nice full look that falls all back together. You don't want it to split down the middle of your back. So I connect these 2 triangles here, which makes it a bigger section, because that's what we're doing, is working bigger sections with a smaller curling iron. And I'm going to curl this one back and away from my face. The C is going back away from my face, starting at my base and pulling it through, working in my ends. And I let that fall out, and that's my last curl. Okay, so I've finished the look. I'm using big sections with a smaller curling iron. So I've worked the back. I have 6 curls in the back. I have 2 on either side, and then I had 1 small triangle here on the top that connected the 2 sides in the front, and I curled that back. So I've let it all cool. I'm going to go through and I'm going to just spray it, give it one last spray. And I like to pull on my ends here just a little bit as I spray them. It just pulls it out a little bit. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of defrizz. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's just like maybe half a dime size. Gonna rub it on my hands like lotion, and this just helps to kind of combat any frizz that my putting my fingers through my hair is gonna do. So now I'm just gonna kind of pull it out, and then I'm gonna just play with my crown area a little bit. So now I've separated all the curls. It's given a really awesome look with lots of different size curls in there. You can see like bigger ones, and then here's a tighter one. I really want you guys to try it. Let me know if you've tried it, how you like it, how easy it was, all of that. I definitely want to hear from you guys. So thanks a lot for watching, and can't wait to hear from you guys.